Hello there. Welcome back to another stream with Red Deer. My name is Red Deer. Welcome, everybody. Hello. Hold on. I forgot something. In my single-mindedness, I seem to have forgotten the most important part about Chuck E. Cheese. Yes, that's right. The ambiance. Now let me find what I used before. There you are. I'm just gonna keep this in the background. Yeah, alright, cool. Anyone see Five Nights at Freddy's 2? I haven't either. No, it doesn't seem like the kind of movie that my family wants to see. I think I'm the only one that would probably get any enjoyment out of it, honestly. I heard that it's a terrible horror movie because Scott Cawthon wrote the whole thing himself. The first movie, he co-wrote it with somebody else, but this one, he wrote the whole thing himself, and a lot of fans say you can tell. But it doesn't work as a horror movie. But, if you go in expecting a comedy, well, then that's when the movie starts to work. Oh, here I am. Got Chuck E. Cheese in the middle of the night with you. Fiddling in the background with the videos I'm gonna play. Gonna make sure that they're in order. Turn down the Chuck E. Cheese music. You can still kind of hear it, and you're probably still gonna hear it through the videos, but at the same time, maybe not. So what we're going to do today, as a 3rd anniversary, first things first. Here you go. Here you go. Your hat. And there you go. Yes, you get another one. This is day 2. Day 2 of 2 of my anniversary stream. So, today, well, actually, when I started the stream at 11:50, it was December 12th. 3 years ago, yesterday, technically, I decided to put my hat in the ring. I was gonna overcome my anxiety and all my self-doubt, and I was just gonna go for it. I had a strong enough computer. I had games that I really wanted to play. There's 0 streaming experience, but I did not care. I just wanted to get out there, and I wanted to do it. Because I just wanted to play video games in front of people. I have a lot of fun doing that, and I wanted to do it. I don't know how else to explain it. I think that was always my dream. Always something I wanted to do ever since I was a little kid. But damn it, I want to play video games for a living. Well, it still hasn't happened yet. Still a hobby. One day, maybe not. Who knows? I just know I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and that's, like, these days, my pleasure is the only thing pushing me right now. Yeah. Honestly, I had hoped for a better turnout It is what it is. I can't help that. I can't help it. That just means I need to try a little harder. A little more, a couple more shorts, maybe some more clips, just to let YouTube know that I exist. I'm still here, I'm still making content, and it doesn't matter whether they want to show me to anybody. I'm still here. I'm still existing. 3 times a week, every single week. Just as I've been the last couple of years. Maybe I need to shake things up a little, maybe I need a new model. I don't know. Maybe I need to get into some controversy. Oh, you know, I don't think magenta is a real color. Yeah, magenta. The color, that pink fuchsia looking thing. I don't think magenta is a real color. It's just a made up color that your eye makes up. When it sees something that exists, when it sees a color that exists directly between blue and red. Yeah. Magenta's not real. Alright. So we begin our night with the very first short I ever made. It was well, I'll just show it to you, and then I'll explain it later. Ah, shit. Oh, wait. Oh my god. What? This might actually get me banned. Ah, shit. That might get me banned. Oh my god. Alright, so. This was a Fallout 3 stream that I did on Twitch. Yeah, that was a Fallout 3 stream that I did on Twitch. No, put that back. Hold on, that's like, this is my very first one. That was 3 years ago. I wanted to experiment on streaming on Twitch. I had fully committed to having Tuesday streams on Twitch. Sometimes I would have Friday night streams on Twitch. I had a really good turnout the very first stream. I believe there were 4 or 5 people there. 2 of them chatted, which is really cool. It's always nice when people chat. You don't have to. Like seriously, you do not have to if you do not feel comfortable doing it. But just know that if you decide to do it, that's okay too. And then I thought, okay, this is fun. I wanted to keep the Fallout 3 streams exclusively on Twitch. But it just wasn't comfortable. I didn't like Twitch's, well, everything. I didn't like the way I had to manually input the stream key because of the way I have my OBS. I didn't like how, I just didn't like Twitch. I don't like the website. And I just don't feel like that's really changed over the years. I just don't like it. I don't vibe with it. I don't know how else to explain it. Oh, and elephant in the room, the community. Every time I streamed on Twitch, I was worried that some weirdo was just gonna stop by with his community and they were just gonna gang up on me. And I was gonna have to deal with that. So I just decided to, especially after the second stream when there was absolutely nobody there. I felt like I can stream in front of nobody on Twitch and have this fear, this irrational fear I recognize. Or I can go over on YouTube where most VTubers and VTuber fans are in the first place. Well, in front of nobody again, but I'm comfortable. So I decided I wasn't gonna go back to Twitch. And a lot of people have different opinions on that, and that's fine. That's fine. This was my decision. I was more comfortable with how YouTube has their setup. The moderation tools are a lot easier to use. Banned words are a lot easier to manage. And then having your VOD just be uploaded straight onto YouTube as soon as you're done, that's really nice. Because on Twitch, you have to remember to do that yourself. They had a system in place where it would do it for you, but it wasn't really reliable. Sorry. Now, in this particular instance, so when I say, ah shit, at the very beginning, as you can see in the bottom left of this pixels. First, another thing I have to address, I did not know how to format the video, the actual video part of the video. I didn't know how to format that so it would actually fill the screen. I would learn how to do that later, but I didn't know how to do it. So you got this tiny little rectangle. Because I didn't know how to zoom, I only knew how to cut things out, things that I did not need. And I'm reacting. The bottom left corner of this actual tiny screen are red dots. So these red, well, I guess they're closer to rectangles. Those red rectangles are enemies, if you've ever played Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas before. So I'm reacting like, oh shit. And then I see cows. The cows are violent. They gang up on you, you're toast. And I have like no health left. And I have no idea how much ammunition I have. So I think basically nothing. I was in a bad spot. So if those cows started attacking me, I would have to run. That would be the smart thing to do. But thinking I was a genius, I remembered I had a bottle cap mine. So I decided, okay, I'll just drop a mine, and when they walk into it, they'll die. So I'm thinking I'm going to throw it. And then I drop it on the floor. Because that's what happens when you just push the button when you're holding a ball cap mine. A bottle cap mine. Not a ball cap mine. I've got a ball cap on my head right now. Well, not on screen, but in real life. And, yeah. Blew up instantaneously. And it took me all the way back to Megaton. I think I lost half an hour of progress. Although, to be frank, I don't really remember what it was I was doing. Alright, next one. Next one! Otacon's warning to
Snake, it's Otacon. I have a warning for you. We just got a hot tip. Hatsune Miku is in the area. Snake, you be careful. She could sneak up on you at any minute. She's a twin-tailed voice synthesizer android. I don't know how you're going to battle her. You've got to watch it. She has the power of a god. And intel tells me she actually created Minecraft. That means she's really smart. You be careful, Snake, whatever you do. Are you listening to me, Snake? 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 Snake?
ah, shit. Oh, I got the autoplay on. Hold on. No, don't move. Well, anyway, Otacon's warning to Snake. That one was my redub of an existing video. that Otacon's voice actor did.
Snake, it's Otacon. I have a warning for you. We just got a hot tip. Hatsune Miku is in the area.
Naturally, he does it way better.
Snake, you be
is the guy.
careful. She could sneak up on you in any minute. She's a twin-tailed voice synthesizer android. I don't know how you're going to battle her. You've got to watch it. She has the power of a god. And intel tells me she actually created Minecraft.
If you want to see the rest, you're going to have to go to my video and click on the original. It's worth it. Trust me. Alright.
Snake, it's Otacon.
I was just... YouTube, at the time, shorts were fairly new. YouTube was advertising it as this easy, quick, basically get-rich-quick scheme. All you had to do was make a YouTube short, and your channel was gonna skyrocket. And I thought, oh, I want my channel. I desire for my channel to skyrocket in popularity. Easy, huh? Okay. I can do that. I am voice actor. I have voice good. My voice good. So I thought I'd redo that particular cameo that Otacon's voice actor did. I don't remember his name, I'm sorry. I thought, okay, yeah, I could do that. I'm a voice actor. I can kind of sort of sound like him.
Snake, we just got a hot tip. Hatsune Miku.
I just really like the way he said Hatsune. Miku dayo. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who came up with it. I just know that he said it and I thought it was funny. And I wanted to do my redub on it. It was, in hindsight, it was mostly so that more people would be aware of the original's existence because I thought it was really good and I wanted more people to see it. What's the etiquette of liking your own videos? I think I'm about to break it. What else? There was something else too. As you can see, I was getting a little more creative. I was figuring out how DaVinci Resolve worked. DaVinci Resolve seems to update every time I open it. It's like, oh, there's an update available. You should download it now. Okay. And I download it. It only takes like 15 seconds. And they're like, okay. We changed nothing. Oh, all right. Thanks, man. I just started getting a little more creative with the zooms and moving things around. I don't know, there's not very much to say. There's not very much to say. Not really stream related. I was just trying to have some fun. Also, at the time, you could not upload a short that was longer than a minute. As soon as it went to 1 minute and 1 second, that was it. It was a video. And YouTube would upload it as a video. You could not tell YouTube, hey, that's not a video, this is a short. It had a system in place that would auto-detect. No, it wasn't an auto-detect, it was, you had to put the hashtag shorts. And then it would immediately know that it was not a video, it was a short. Especially if it was under a minute long. But now you can upload videos that are like, you can upload shorts that are like 3, 4, 5 minutes. Now, at the time, we needed to deal with a minute. That's all we got. Bones. Bones. Oh, but you won't have a laceration. So I guess that's good. I don't know what I was talking about. Where's he going? I guess he wasn't paying attention when they were putting this place together.
He was looking at me. He wasn't paying attention to where he was going.
Yeah, that was just Skyrim.
Oh my god, where did he go? Oh, is this guy, right? He's a genius. I bet his brain is in one of these urns. Oh my god. I love this game.
Classic
Guy,
Skyrim.
we're gonna walk
AI.
around the dangerous thing. He just like looking back like, "Ah! Why are you running? Why are you running?" Oh no. Oh.
I don't remember what happened in that one. I don't remember. Okay, so it's just Skyrim thing. That was the first time I had something that was funny in a stream. I'm terrible at this. Okay. 'Cause this is years ago. I don't even remember what I did yesterday. Yeah, obviously I was playing Skyrim. I was in one of the Dragur ruins. I was just running. I attacked the dude, and he turned around, started running away. So in Skyrim, when you are, the enemies are a certain level. Wait, don't they scale to you? Enemies in Skyrim scale to you. I think. No, up to a certain point. Certain areas scale to you. But at that point, I was pretty strong. And if you're strength, I guess if you're over a certain level threshold and you attack an enemy, the enemy will try to run away. But then the AI was so hyper fixated on getting away from me, it didn't pay attention to the traps. And I don't think the pathfinding for the AI was ever set to recognize where traps are. So then you get that. And it can happen to anybody. I didn't do anything special. And I was also doing the... Let me put that back.
Boom.
Put the video back on. So as you can see here, this is where I was getting a little more silly. I was doing the thing. See? I was doing the thing where you have the zoomed in part on top of the full screen part. I'm liking that one too. So I figured out how to do that. I don't know, I thought it was nice. Very small, basic things. I could be watching... probably should be watching more tutorial videos on how to use DaVinci Resolve. But most of the time I'm just fiddling around with things and figuring out how they work. It wasn't until later on I figured out how to put text on the screen. And there's Baldur's Gate 3.
Ew, no. He's gonna lick me.
He's gonna lick me.
You know what?
I
Fine.
don't even know why I said yes.
You may lick me. Once.
I don't know why I agreed to this. Hey, Rudy. I still don't know why How are you, Rudy? I don't know why I agreed. Let the ogre lick me.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
I didn't think he was gonna let go and we were gonna have to fight him.
Satisfied.
The things I do for you guys. I love this game. I love this game. Holy cow. Alright, so how am I gonna get down? Oh.
I think that was that particular time. That particular one. Oh god, it was years ago. I have gotta pick Baldur's Gate 3 back up. Is that Baldur's Gate 3? Yes, it was Baldur's Gate 3. It was new at the time. I really needed to play it, and I played it. I streamed it. And then there was these ogres that you would find them in this village overrun by goblins in the first act. And you could fight them, or you could hire them. And they would give you a trumpet. There was one use. You blew the trumpet, it would summon them to fight. And that would be the end of the agreement. Unless you paid a fee. So then, if you paid a fee, they could be summonable again. You had to pay them every time you summon them. Every time. No matter what. No matter where you go. But if you did not pay them, I think you had to fight them. And then I let the guy lick me so that I wouldn't have to fight him. I don't remember how that worked. Oh no. Yeah, stream's fine. I still don't remember what I was thinking. I think that was for the first time I made a decision. I guess the conjuration spells now has been capitalized. Well, the thing was, it wasn't really it wasn't a conjuring spell. It was a trumpet. And you blew on the trumpet in your inventory, and they would just come. I guess they would just kind of hang out outside of the boundary, just, I suppose, following you around. And then you'd blow the trumpet, and they would just appear. It was really strange. It wasn't really a conjuring. There are conjuring spells in Baldur's Gate 3 where you can summon like imps and demons and I guess other characters. I don't know. It's been a while. I never finished the playthrough I started on stream. I need to. I think at this point, if I picked Baldur's Gate 3 back up, I would have to start fresh. I think I would do a Dark Urge playthrough. Or you know, maybe I would just continue where I left off. There are a lot of games that I start and I just never finish. It's not that I stopped liking them, it's just I'd like to play what I feel like playing. And I just didn't feel like continuing Baldur's Gate 3 because at launch, get to Act 3, things start getting a little junky. How long would it take to finish Baldur's Gate 3? That would depend. I think the way I was going at it, I remember I had a playthrough that took me like, I want to say 60 hours in total. But that was, no, it was more than I think it was more than 60 hours. I don't remember. I'm not so good with numbers. Okay, but I mostly just messed around and clicked on everything and said as much as I could. So probably definitely 90 hours because of the way I was. That's so long. Yeah, it's a very long game. 120 hours. I don't remember. You can it's so easy to get lost in this game and just get so immersed in everything that you're doing. And a lot of your decisions matter too. Lots of save scumming, lots of reloading saves. Oh yeah. Sometimes you want to see everything in one go. Sometimes you just want to save it for the next playthrough. You fail a charisma check and you're in the biggest fight you've ever had. And then in the next playthrough, you pass the charisma check and something funny happens. This was a beautiful game. Oh, yeah. Everything about it was good. Most people go like tiefling, human, or elf. I think that's boring. Why would you want to be a human? That's boring. You're already a human. Be something else. Elf, that's cool. Half elf, Uncommon but cool. Tieflings are hot. That's the closest thing you're gonna get to playing a demon girl or demon guy. But I went Githyanki, which was I think it was one of the, if not the least popular race that anybody played as in Baldur's Gate 3. And I get it, they kind of look like lizard people. But I thought, why not? I'll be a Gith. Because I thought the Gith was cool. They were the most non-human thing that you could play as in this game, and I thought, why not? That's why I did it. And they're kind of cute in their own way. Scary. But, you know, kind of charming in their own way. And I also think that was one of the few times I decided to do something because I thought it would make a good clip. And then this clip didn't do so well compared to my previous clips, and I decided I was never going to do something like that again. If something was gonna be funny, it would happen. I would just have to I decided I was just gonna let it happen. If it's funny, it's funny. If it's not, it's not. It will come naturally. I wasn't going to fake anything or stage anything. Kind of like how some Minecraft YouTubers or streamers, they will know where a creeper is, and then they will back up toward the creeper. Yeah, no scripts. And then they'll back up to the creeper, and then they blow up, and then they scream and throw everything around. That's fake. Fake as hell. I don't want that. I don't want that. I think the other ones, they did okay. The other clips did okay because I was doing it. It just happened. It just happened. And I let it happen. I didn't fake anything. And then the Otacon thing, that was because I wanted to draw attention to the original. There's object permanence. Here's the next one.
Hello. Goodbye. Stupid. Hello. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. Peekaboo. 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 Where did I go? Where did I go? Ooh. Where did I go? I'm right here. Oh no, I went away. Where did I go? You can hear my voice, but you can't see me. Get out of here so I can leave. Ew, no. He's gonna...
I set this playlist backwards. This is my fault. I don't like my own. So, this was Spooky's Haunted Mansion? Haunted Mansion? Yeah. Oh, I don't remember what it's called now. Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. Because it used to be called Spooky's House of Jump Scares when it first came out. And then there was another game that had almost an identical name, but they were bigger. So they said, hey, you can't use that name. It's too similar to ours. So then Spooky's like, okay, fine. And they changed it. They changed the name of the game. The AI of this guy's the final boss. I think? He's the final boss of the main tower. Until you get to the DLC. And his AI is ridiculously stupid. Very easy to get to... very easy to get away from. Well, not get away from, but hold on. Let me try to really remember how it works. he would walk into a room and you had to hide. Otherwise, he would catch you. So as soon as you hid, even if he saw you, you were like, you would disappear as far as he was concerned. He had no object permanence. Object permanence is when you see an item, like a water bottle. You leave it on your desk. You leave your room to, like, I don't know, go to the bathroom. In the bathroom, you still know that your water bottle's on your desk in your room. You can't see it, but you know it's there. Or when somebody runs around the corner, you know they ran around that corner. You can't see them anymore, but you still know they did that. That's object permanence. This guy right here, you dip behind those boxes,
Hello. Goodbye.
poof, gone. You disappeared as far as he was concerned.
Stupid.
I
Hello.
get up, he turn around, it's like, oh, there he is.
Goodbye.
In the boxes, oh, where did he go? Oh, where did he go?
Hello.
And then I think oh man. I felt like this part had been dragging on, and so I came up with a little bit. A little bit where I'm just playing peekaboo with the guy. I thought it was funny, so I clipped it. And then this particular clip served as the introductory video of the channel for a very significant portion of time. Very significant portion of time. I think it still is. I still have it set to when you're a new viewer and you come onto my channel, this is the clip that plays. But if you are a returning viewer, you get a video that's recommended to you based on your approach. So the boss AI actually knows where you are, but he just waits until you accidentally or intentionally approach his line of sight. He will go to the room you're in. He will walk towards you to kill you. But as soon as you dip into some boxes or a hiding place, as far as he's concerned, you have disappeared, and he will turn around and leave the room. But he takes forever to leave. So at this point, I mean, in the clip, I decided to have a little bit of fun with him. Because he was so far away from me, there was no way he could catch me. And then I noticed the funny thing that would happen if you kept going in and out, in and out, in and out. He would remember you were there, and then forget. And then remember, and then forget. I don't know, that's how my sense of humor is. That's how my sense of humor is. I thought it was really funny. It wasn't really. It had killed all of the dread that had built up in that room. But there wasn't a whole lot of dread. It's fun. It's really fun. And also, I was getting a lot more creative and comfortable with DaVinci Resolve and how it worked. The editing software that I use. I still use it now, and I'm a lot more comfortable with it. I'm doing a lot more stuff. But I mostly try and keep it simple as much as I can. I don't want to do too much, because then if you do too much where you're just like spamming audio files and you're just spamming sound effects and clips here, clips there, things cutting in, things cutting out, memes, I feel like you're taking away from the clip itself. But then if you do it right, you could make the clip very, very funny. I don't know how to do that. So in general, I try to avoid it as much as I can. There are some clips I've made that I have not finished, and they've been sitting on my computer for years. All because I didn't think they were funny. So maybe I'll get around to finishing them and posting them later. all my luck for the year. Moving on to, I think Spooky Jump Scare Mansion. I never finished the DLC, but I don't know if there's enough of the one I'm on to warrant a whole stream. I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Howdy, y'all.
Star Rail.
You know why we're here.
Magic. Did I win the picture?
Did Sparkle come home? Yes.
I love Sparkle.
Yes. Yes.
I'm very happy.
Yes. Yes.
But I didn't stream this one. I came to my computer, I opened OBS, I put everything up, I opened Star Rail, and I played a little bit on my own time, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to make a video of this. Of whether I get Sparkle or if I don't get Sparkle. And then I got her. I love Sparkle. She was cute, she was funny, she was hilarious. She was the perfect embodiment of chaotic neutral. You could not trust her. But at the same time, she wasn't your enemy, but she wasn't your friend. And then she just kind of did random cutesy antics whenever the plot was convenient. Or whenever the plot was kind of dull and needed some action. You kind of just used her whatever. And then she was power crept 3 months later. I don't remember who came out though. I just remember someone better than Sparkle came out just around the corner that same year. And it made Sparkle redundant. And then I remember I had reached a point in the story, I think it was Sunday's story. I had to lower the difficulty because my fully built Acheron with fully built Fox Boy, I can't remember his name, with his light gun, who was designed specifically for Acheron. I don't remember who was the third person or the fourth, and I think I had Laocha. Laocha is my healer. I couldn't beat the boss. I could not do enough damage to beat the boss at normal difficulty. I had to switch it to easy. And that was when I decided that, yeah, the power creep has gotten really, really bad in this game. Oh, I had Sparkle with me too. Sparkle was on that team with Rocha, can't remember his name, and Acheron. Acheron was, in universe, Acheron was one of the strongest individuals in the entirety of Star Rail's world. But in game, well, she was already power crept. But why? She's an emanator. Doesn't that mean something? Star Rail says no. It doesn't mean jack shit. I had a problem with that. I had a serious problem with that. And then the story got so pretentious and boring. And it just got wordier and wordier and wordier. And the environment. And I think Amphorius was the last straw for me. As soon as you got there, it was just, it didn't feel like I was in space anymore. It didn't feel like I was playing a space opera, space fantasy game. I felt like I was just playing like rejected Genshin levels. I hated the voices of some of the characters too. Okay, not hate. I didn't hate. I just didn't like them. I seem to have strong opinions on certain voices in these gacha games. I think I was just projecting my bitterness and frustration with the game itself. I didn't necessarily hate the voices.
Yes! Tanya finally came home too.
Oh, and then I didn't have Hanyu. I loved Hanyu. Really useless. Very useless. But I loved her character, and I loved her design.
This was a good day.
It was a good day. At the time, I thought it was a good day. That I genuinely had won something cool. That I had won a character that was going to be on my main team for the not the perceivable future, because I know power creep is inevitable in gacha games. But I didn't think Sparkle would be useless and redundant in a couple of months. I remember very quickly when I first got Sela. Like when the new patch came out, right after her rerun banner, I struggled to do any kind of damage with her. To the point where I eventually just swapped her off my team. I understand you have to keep pulling new DPS every now and again, but you'd think you'd get at least a year, right? With the latest and greatest DPS? And then Genshin, you can still do kooky crazy stuff with older units. Yeah, it's a little bit harder, but it's possible with know-how. Now, if you are enjoying Star Rail, do not let me... I heard that HSR these days has power creep problems. It's horrible problems. The power creep in Star Rail is horrible. You have to keep pulling every single character just so you can function. Never mind do endgame content. And you're like, I understand it's like not everybody cares about endgame. That's a significant source of pulling material. What was it called? Stellar Jades. That's a significant portion. That's a significant chunk of Stellar Jades. If you just can't complete the first couple of levels, you're locked out of that content. And then the events, they would have these bullshit enemies that were hard. You needed the new units. I know that's not so strange. A lot of games will have content that shills the new unit. Fine. But what if you don't want them? What if you can't afford them? What if you don't have any Jades? Well, tough shit, says Star Rail. And then they would just abandon the characters too. Not only would they power creep your favorite characters really quickly, but then they wouldn't really acknowledge the older units, which is common in gacha games. I hate that practice. To this day, Sela never received a companion quest. She briefly appears in Luca's story, but she fucks right off. Very early. I didn't like that. I hated that. It didn't value my time. It didn't value my investment as a player. And it also didn't value my time. And it didn't want me to love any of the characters past the release of a shiny new waifu. They had made the assumption, Star Rail had made the assumption that everyone's attachment to a character was surface level, and that they would ditch the old and spend everything they had on the new, and then they would just keep doing it forever. So then when people started asking for buffs, Star Rail ignored them until it began to negatively impact their bottom line. Now, they're still one of the most profitable games out there, but they weren't as profitable as they were. And then ZZZ came out, and I think maybe not the first month, but the second month, ZZZ probably, now this is just my theory, I don't have any numbers, probably made just a little bit more than Star Rail. Star Rail probably took that as a wake-up call. They needed to do something. But then that wasn't even the only problem Star Rail had. See, I loved this game to death at once upon a time, so I know what I'm talking about, or at least I think I do. I played this game. The cutscenes were cool. They were short as fuck. The characters had 3 or 4 animations, and they would just talk and talk and talk, and the camera would slide over here. Ooh, slide over there. Crisscross. Crisscross. And that's it. Sometimes it would zoom in and someone would walk forward. It felt lazy. And then the black screens with the wall of text. That was ridiculous. This was one of the most profitable gacha games out there. And you couldn't tell because of how lazy they were. To think about it, if ZZZ required Miyabi to cheese all modes, will that also become a problem if they don't have any balance for those who didn't have her? That would become a problem very quickly. Luckily, in ZZZ, they buffed Ellen, the very first unit that they ever released, because she just wasn't keeping up with everybody else. And right now, if you know what you're doing, you can beat all the endgame content with older units. But you have to know what you're doing and you have to build them. It's hard. It's going to be hard, obviously, but you can still do it. There's only really one character right now in the game that is actual trash. It's Grace. Because her niche, anomaly paired with attack unit, just never really caught on. They tried to... There is an issue with ZZZ though. It's HP creep. It's not really power creep. Power creep does not exist yet. I'm being cautious here. They do release newer units that can do a little more damage than other ones, but they've done a very good job so far in making sure you understand Void Hunter, that's the ceiling, and nothing will surpass the ceiling. So Miyabi is the best character in the game. Yishuin comes very, 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 very close, but not quite. Simply because you gotta work a little bit harder with Yishuin to get her to match Miyabi's level. Miyabi's effortless. And then Yishin Guang looks like she's going to be equal or a little bit lesser in DPS than Yishuin. And the newer Void Hunter. But that's the cap. That's the ceiling. No other DPS will surpass them. For now. And then, if you know what you're doing, you can bring in A-tier characters. And you can do some kooky crazy shit. You don't need the newer units. It would make things better. And it would be easier for you if you did get a unit every now and again. But you don't need every single one. And it's perfectly fine to skip every other patch. And that's what I appreciate. And then they're buffing. They're actually going to buff Grace in a future patch. And they're also buffing Bernice, who was a year 1 unit, just so that she can feel more like other anomalies that have been released recently. Because Bernice she's fine, she's just slow. And that's really it. She's slow. And her DPS, her supplemental DPS as an off-field unit isn't quite at the same level as other anomalies. And then they're buffing her so that that's not a problem anymore. She'll be like equal to Vivian. who's probably one of the best anomalies in the game. And then dial in. If you have dial in, you can bring any other unit with older units. Oh, they're also buffing Soldier 11, which is a standard banner unit. Standard banner. What gotcha game buffs standard banner units? It's unheard of. As far from my limited knowledge, because I've only ever played Hoyoverse games and Wuthering Waves. That's unheard of. Nobody does that. ZZZ does that. Oh, and they're giving Ellen... Oh, no. They're giving Ellen additional buffs. Because she's not quite... She's not quite there. And then Silver Anby is also getting buffs because she's just... What they wanted her to be able to do just didn't quite... It didn't quite work out. They wanted her to be a very high skill unit. They wanted you to have very precise dodges because some of her personal buffs were applied by having precise dodges, and they wanted you to always be attacking, from what I could tell, and it just didn't quite match the skill level of the average player. And then ultimately she just felt clunky, not really all that fun to use. And Anby's like the poster kid, the poster child. The devs love her to death. She was the first character they ever designed and put into the game. They're gonna treat her right. She has an S tier variant, for God's sake. So for now, because I said very similar things about Star Rail, about how much better it is than Genshin. And then Star Rail pulled the rug from underneath me. Did all kinds of shitty crap. ZZZ is fun. For now. For me. I'm being cautiously optimistic. What else? Oh, sorry. I love these games. I don't know if you can tell. I want them to be better. If it were up to me, all like Genshin, Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, ZZZ, they'd be perfect games. And I'd be playing them all. And if you think I can't stress this enough, if you think any of those games are still fun, keep playing them. If you think they deserve your money, spend wisely. Get the units you want. Play it to your heart's content. That's what I'm telling you. Play what you want, as long as it's fun. But if it starts feeling like a chore or torture, it's not fun. And if it's not fun, why bother? I hope it stays that way until I can afford to play it, because I hope Hoyo maintains their games well. I mean, Genshin's now become Roblox. Oh, see, I was afraid of that. I haven't played Genshin in years. Yeah, ZZZ, you need it runs like... It does not run very well on phones. Zenless Zone Zero is not... I don't think... You can have it on your phone, but I don't think it was meant to be a mobile game. I feel like it's a PC game made into a mobile game. Whereas like Genshin, that was a mobile game made into a PC game or a console game. And then Star Rail, that's a mobile game at its core. That's why it runs really well on phones. But ZZZ, it has hiccups on my computer, and sometimes I get frame drops on my PlayStation 5. It's not the best. It's not the best optimized thing. But you know, it's still really fun. Still really fun. But yeah, you would need a stronger laptop. Not the top of the line. Just like middle. Like I don't play it at max settings. I don't think my computer can handle max settings. Yeah, I thought with the sandbox format, unlike Genshin, it would be like less than 50 gigabytes, but then it required a lot more. Very unfortunate. Yeah, I think it's like 65, 70. No, wait, ZZZ. Oh, how much is ZZZ? Because I had to delete. Oh, the other day, the Epic Launcher had a catastrophic error because something happened with Skyflare or whatever the hell it's called, and it broke my app again. The Epic Games app is probably the worst launcher I've ever had to use in my life. I've never had a launcher on my computer break so many fucking times. Excuse my language. So many fucking times where I had to uninstall it and then reinstall it. And then I made the mistake of asking Microsoft, so, hey, we can try and repair it. I said, oh God, okay, fine, repair it. Because every time you delete the Epic Launcher, it deletes all of your games. And I had ZZZ on the Epic Launcher. I know, big mistake. I don't like the Hoyo Launcher. But at least it doesn't break every 3 months. So I downloaded the Hoyoverse launcher, and now I've got ZZZ back on there. Oh my God, how big is ZZZ? Let me go look for it. Let me go look for it. That's on the top. Yes. Cognosphere. Me too. The reason why I was downloading Epic Games because I was claiming... Sorry. Dying Light, but it constantly crashed and lose connection. It's just such a terrible... It's just a piece of crap launcher. And then, oh my God. Sometimes I'm playing Fortnite. I've got over 1,400 hours of Fortnite. I love playing some Fortnite. I lose connection to the server. A lot. Or the signal will just weaken, or my ping will skyrocket to 150 or 200. I have a wired connection on my PlayStation 5. It connects directly to my modem. That is the best possible connection you can possibly have. And I still have connection issues. That's how I know it's Epic's fault. I think they might be using AI to program chunks of their code. Because that shit's failing. It's failing a lot. Oh, you bet. Sorry, I didn't mean to rant this stream. This is my anniversary stream. Okay, fair. Okay, I kind of like this. I like to keep it real. Okay. Alright, so ZZZ is, for your PC, 66.18 gigabytes. Now you need 72 to download it because it needs extra space to like store temporary files and all that jazz. I don't really know why it needs 72, but it needs extra data so it can do extra stuff. But right now ZZZ is 66.18 gigabytes on my computer. I reinstalled it December 5th of this year because that is when the Epic Launcher broke again. Because what happens is that it's cache, history cache, which doesn't fucking empty itself. Okay, what about the other requirements? I have 8 gigabytes of RAM, Ryzen 3, and Radeon graphics. I can look that up for you. I'm gonna do that right now. And it doesn't display the minimum, but it does on the Epic Launcher. I have to open the Epic Launcher. Okay, here we go. Because I also have a Ryzen 3. But I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. Because, you know, I'm a streamer. I need extra RAM. You might not need it. Oh. Okay, there you go. Sorry, it wasn't responding. Sorry, now we have tech session and your anniversary? No, no. This is called working in the room. No, this is fine. I've got no issues with this. Okay. So minimum specs, it says 7th gen Intel Core i5. I think the equivalent is, that's Ryzen 5. Ryzen 3. I have a Ryzen 3. It runs fine. Memory, 8 gigabytes. So when they say memory, they mean RAM. 8 gigabytes, I think you're fine. And then the minimum is the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 970. Now that's really old. The 970 is really old. So this is like the minimum. But they recommend to have a 10th gen Intel Core i7 CPU. It's not bad. 8 gigabytes of RAM. So that's, I think you're good. And then NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660. That's a solid graphics card. But you know, that's not like super meaty. I don't know what the equivalent is on for AMD though. I've only ever trusted their processors. I don't know anything about their graphics cards. But it would really depend on whether you want to download it on Epic. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I'd say get Hoyo Play as your launcher. It's not that great, but it's not going to fail you. So what happens is the Epic Games launcher will store temporary files in a cache. And then it will get too big. It'll get full of temporary files every time you update something. Steam deletes those. Hoyo Play deletes those. Epic? No. Can't do that. You know what the solution is? You gotta go into your files, locate the Epic launcher file, delete it, and hope to God it didn't corrupt your launcher. And then witness the black screen as it does nothing, and you realize you have to now delete Epic Games Launcher again for the 4th time. I've never had to reinstall a launcher so many times. I just want to play Fortnite. Go, Yaburi is in the shop. I need V-Bucks to have her. Please. Anyway, sorry. Yuki Yubari is in the game. It's a Kill Bill villain. She's played by the girl who played the main character in Battle Royale. She's really cute. Really badass. Scary shit. I never saw Kill Bill, but you can tell. That girl has some stage presence. Anyway, yeah. Those are the minimum. Close that up. Yeah, ZZZ's a lot of fun. And then, I think, right now Dylan's in the game. Kill Bill villain? Is that the Japanese girl having that chained mace? Yes, that's her. According to Quentin Tarantino, she has the same school uniform as Sadako. Apparently Sadako also went to Tokyo International. I didn't know that. I'm not really up to date with my Sadako lore. But yes, that's the one. That's the one. She's in Fortnite. Yeah, in the Fortnite they recreated, well, they created a cut-out chapter from the original Kill Bill that Quentin Tarantino, he wrote the script and the screenplay for it, but then he never shot the scene, or he never shot the scenes because he felt like the movie was already too long. But then Fortnite shot the scene in the Unreal Engine. They brought back Uma Thurman, her stunt double. I don't believe they got the original actress for Go-Go, because because Go-Go dies in the first movie. I know, sorry, spoiler, but the movie's like 20 years old now. But it's supposed to be her sister, Yuki, but they had someone younger play her. But then they used the face model of Go-Go, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but then does. I don't know. Anyway, it was really cool. She wears black tights in a different style of uniform in Fortnite. Yes. Yes. But it's the same face. And she also has like a pigtail, twin tail. Which is nice. I like that. Twin tails are nice. Black tights are nice. Like Fortnite is beginning to. Oh, and Kim Kardashian's coming to Fortnite too. They kept her ass and kept her tits. She looks just as plastic as she does in real life. It's like Fortnite is T, rated T in the US. That's the same rating as Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals has jiggle physics. Kardashian, for real? Yeah, for real. You got Kill Bill, an R-rated film, and Kim Kardashian coming around the corner. And she's also coming to Fortnite. Sorry, that was a dirty joke. And all her plastic glory. But she kept her boobs and her ass. So maybe Fortnite is beginning to embrace that, their player base has gotten older. Don't tell me if they have Willem Dafoe at some point. Oh, that would be awesome if they had the Sam Raimi Goblin. Green Goblin from the original Spider-Man. Willem Dafoe. Or like any of Willem Dafoe's characters in Fortnite. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Alright, next chart. Oh, I don't remember this one. Oh, Vampire the Masquerade. Climb up the ladder.
Am I doing something wrong? Howdy, y'all.
What was it? Okay, so I'd climb up the ladder, and I'd turn to the left, and you have to jump. Well, I kept forgetting to jump. So I would just turn around and expect to gravitate toward the ledge. But I couldn't figure that out till later. Because you see that there is a ledge in front of the ladder.
Am I doing something wrong? Howdy, y'all.
So you see, sorry. He goes up one more time. I go up one more time, sorry. So you see there's this spot right here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a spot right here. That's a ledge. So the ladder goes up to here, and then there's a ledge to step on right here, right? Wrong. This ledge apparently is inaccessible, or I was doing something that prevented me from going on that ladder. That ledge. The old ladder placement. Why don't you just make a space in front of instead of putting the footing on the side? I don't know. Ladders are hard to program. And then Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the original, that was the first game ever released on the Source engine because it was brand spanking new at the time. or I guess the newest version, before Half-Life 2 came out. This game came out first, so nobody knew how it worked. Nobody knew that platforming in Source sucks dick. It took Portal to figure it out. Or, you know, this game didn't do it very well. I was doing something wrong. I was doing something very wrong. And it took me a while to figure it out. I miss this game. I want to keep playing it, but I feel like I stat screwed myself. Because that was a thing back in the old days. In an RPG like this one. If you didn't stat yourself correctly, you would have a hard time. The end game of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines becomes very gun reliant. Because they were running, I think the devs explained that they were running out of time. They were running out of time to finish the game, and so when they got to the ending, they didn't know how to balance it properly for physical builds. So they just focused on balancing it around gunplay. And the guns are not very fun to use in this game. So, you know, a lot of people didn't really put any stats in guns. Oh, I remember I had a sniper rifle that would have made a certain boss so much easier to do. But I didn't have any ammo when I was streaming the game. I did not have any ammo to use the sniper rifle properly. So I had to use regular guns, but that boss sucked dick to fight. Because I had to like run up to him and slash at him, but the game was very clearly against that. I think Vampire the Masquerade, if I do pick that game back up, because I never finished it. I was at the end game, but I just, no. I don't want to start over, because I'm so close to the end. I guess I could just bear through it. Finish the game, and then start over. I do want to play a Malkavian. The Malkavians are schizophrenic. But they're very hard to play if you haven't played the game before, because a lot of the things they say are weird. And a lot of the people that you have to talk to help you like progress the story, they don't know what's wrong with you. So you pretty much have to already know what you're doing, already know how the story goes to play Malkavian in this game. I'm not gonna play the second one. I'm not interested in whatever it is they did. Yeah, no. I'm not gonna get into that. Just not interested. No, I've heard bad things about the writing. My only problem with Vampire 2, well, Bloodlines 2 is it seems the combat isn't very fun. Yeah, there are guns, but it seems like you can't really use the guns, and it's not a build you can choose. You're forced to play a very particular way, and I don't want to do that for a game like Vampire the Masquerade. I don't want to do that. Not interested. Not right now, anyway. Maybe later. Maybe if there's a sale, or if it's given to me for free. Is it also made with Source? I think Bloodlines 2 is Unreal Engine 3. Or Unreal Engine 5. 5, sorry. It's another Unreal Engine game, if I'm not mistaken. It's like every other game made nowadays is either Unity or Unreal Engine. So a lot of games are starting to feel very, very similar to one another. Because they all have the same engine, they all have the same lighting, same quirks. I don't know, I remember when lighting was part of the art direction of a game. I think we lost that in most games when everybody started using the same engine, the same game engines. You know, maybe that's just me. But yeah, to my knowledge, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the original one, was made using one of the very first builds. No, not one of the very first builds. It was the first game to use Source Engine before Half-Life 2 did. And Half-Life 2 pretty much showed everybody this is how Source works. And then TF2 said, no, this is how Source works. And then Portal said, no, this is how Source works. And then it turns out all three of them were correct. And wrong at the same time. Oh, and CSGO. I think CSGO probably runs on an older Unreal Engine. I don't know what CSGO 2 uses. No clue. I got no clue. I never played CSGO. I'm not gonna start. I played a little bit of Valorant and I hated every second of it. I played Ballistic in Fortnite and I did not like it. So I don't think that kind of game is for me. I don't know where I found this song. Probably the same place I found the other song.
Am I doing something wrong?
I thought it was funny that it was just the song ended like right here,
Doing something wrong.
and then I timed it so that it would end just as I spoke, because I thought that was funny. A lot of these clips are just what I think is funny. Most of these are funny. Other things I was thinking of, what does the audience think is funny? But I don't know. But I definitely do want to go back and play it. Or finish my playthrough of Vampire the Masquerade. It's just another thing is, it's a very old game with very passionate people. And sometimes when I would stream it, I would draw in people who have no interest in me. They just want to see the game being played a very particular way. The way they have played it for years. There's nothing wrong with some people coming in and saying, hey, this is cool. Hey, I played this hundreds of times, but I want to see how you do it. And I have no problem with that. I have problems with people saying, why aren't you doing this? You should do it like this. You need to be using this. Hey, aren't you using this mod? What mods are you using? No, don't do that. But when you play an older game like that on stream, that sort of thing happens. You know, I like it. It means they're very passionate about the game. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the annoying people who don't know how to talk to people. Sorry, I don't mean to be so hard. I don't mean to be so hard. Man, I'm kind of mean. I recognize, but at the same time, I want to keep it real. I just want to keep it real. I'll give credit where it's due. These games are fun. I love these games. They're so... The community's fantastic. for the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. The community is fantastic. Sometimes, no matter what game you play, they're just really annoying. I'm gonna take that stop sign. It's a really cool stop sign.
Cerveza cristal. Cerveza cristal.
This one, at the time, there was this back in the day. I think it was in Valenzuela. Oh, I saw that one in the reels. Yeah. This one, at the time, well, I have to give context. So I think it was in Valenzuela. Probably not. Their local TV station got the TV rights for the original Star Wars trilogy. And to celebrate, this company, Crystal, made edits to particular scenes of Star Wars, where instead of doing like the normal thing they were supposed to do, they would pull out a can or a bottle of Cerveza Cristal. And it would just like come out of nowhere. Like there was this one part where Obi-Wan, or Ben, is telling in like a New Hope, he's telling Luke, your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough. And then he opens the chest, but instead of pulling out a lightsaber, it's a bottle of Cerveza Cristal. It was just, and then fast forward to a couple of years ago, those commercials resurfaced. People started watching them again, and then they would make their own version of the commercials. Not even using Star Wars all the time. It would just be a random thing. You would just be doing something normal. I'm gonna take that stop sign. And then all of a sudden, stop sign.
Cerveza cristal.
Bottle of Cerveza Cristal.
Cerveza cristal.
And Cerveza Cristal, Cerveza is a Spanish word for beer. And Cristal is crystal. But, you know, with an I. And Crystal is the name of the company. I think it's Venezuelan? I can't really remember it right now. It is a Spanish-speaking country. Or is it Peru? I don't remember. But from what I understand, Cerveza Cristal is basically like Bud Light. It's just it's ultimately very plain beer. Very plain, watery beer. Unremarkable. But, you know, sometimes the unremarkable beer is really good. So I think this was the first and only time this was the first of 2 times I would recreate a trending meme. Trying to remember if there's anything else I have to say about it before moving on. I guess I forced the meme into a bit I was doing, where I keep running into stop signs in, what is this one? American Truck Sim? I think this one's American Truck Sim, because I got the Walmart sign.
Cerveza cristal.
I also figured out how to put outlines on on-screen text in DaVinci Resolve. It's a really cool stop sign. And this is what we call in the industry foreshadowing. See, the letters on the screen are pale yellow and forest green. Do you know what else is pale yellow and forest green?
Cerveza cristal. Cerveza cristal.
Oh yeah. pale yellow, forest green. Cerveza Cristal. Now this isn't the logo they used in those Star Wars commercials. This is the newer one, but I couldn't find the older logo that somebody had already made into a PNG. And I didn't feel like making one myself. I don't know how. And I didn't want to spend too much time on a shit post. And then since I'm also driving in the truck, it says don't drink and drive. You know, gotta be responsible. I did alright. My shorts are get a modest amount of views overall. I didn't post, I think I only did 2 this year. Which was strange because I have 13 shorts on my channel. Don't worry now, I know what to drink whenever I'm driving. Now, don't drink alcohol or any substance that would impair your judgment or reaction time, or your ability to perceive danger around you. Not necessarily just alcohol, but drugs, weed, inhaled substances, injected substances. You shouldn't be doing those things in the first place. But if you are, make sure you're not also, operating a automobile or a manual mobile. Or any mobiles of any kind. Motorized vehicles, there you go. And then there's the Lego.
And there's Ronald Weasley. Wingardium Leviosa.
Mr. Weasley, it's Leviosa. Leviosa.
Now this one. This is a reference to a video made like at the dawn of YouTube. As you know, in Harry Potter, in the first Harry Potter, Ron says Wingardium Leviosa, and then Hermione's like, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. So then someone made an animation. It's like, oh, what if? Because Ron starts using his wand to lift Hermione's skirt, and then Hermione's like, stop, Ronald, stop, in this video. And then Ron's like, Leviosa, Wingardium Leviosa. And then Snape comes in, he says, Mr. Weasley, it's Leviosa. And then Ron starts saying, oh, Leviosa. And then he just keeps lifting Hermione's skirt, and then both Snape and Ron are looking at her panties. Oh god, 2006, 2007 YouTube. What a time. What a time to be alive. Snape faced by Oni NG. Oni NG? I never knew how to say his name, but he's like one of the original animators on YouTube. I don't know if he did it for a living before he posted the video, but it was really good. And then there was a second part to it that became age restricted, and I think that was one of the first YouTube videos that were ever age restricted, because at the time when the original came out, YouTube didn't give a shit. But then the second one came out, they kind of had to, they were legally obligated to give a shit. And it got, the second one got really weird and didn't have any of the charm of the first one. I think he was the guy, I think maybe in that particular video, he maybe tried too hard to be funny. It was, it was edgy humor at the time. It was edgy humor. sexual humor. It was the early days of YouTube. That's just how it was.
It's back to life again. No head, no problems. A dance, the zombie do. Do 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 do. Don't need no head to know.
No.
I got the zombie do. Bam bam bam. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. It's back to life again.
That is, yeah, perfect. That's what I told myself after I made the clip. And the way he just flopped onto the ground, and as soon as I was done, I thought that was it. Perfect. That was fun. I think this is my most disliked short. I'm not really sure why. I thought this was fun. It was just a little jingle I made up on the spot. Playing Oblivion, and it has a grab feature that I really like. Sometimes you can just, yeah, most disliked. It's got 2 dislikes out of 4, I think. No, it's not this one. Oh no, the most disliked wasn't even a short. Wait, how many dislikes? Well, you know, it doesn't really matter. This one has 2, and the only other... The shorts, until you get to the No Mario one, the shorts that do have dislikes only have 1. Maybe they just missed the like button. Yeah, I think that's it. I think you're right. I think they missed the like button. It's very easy to do. Like, whoop, uh-oh. I disliked it by accident. People are in such a big hurry, they don't think to go and fix it or check. Yeah, that's totally it. That's totally it. Yeah, it was just a little jingle. In Oblivion, you can pick up things, move them around, and they do funny things. That was my favorite part about the Embryo engine. The Gamebryo engine, or the Creation engine as it's now known as. Or sorry, Creation Engine 2. But at the time it was Gamebryo, I think? It's all evolutions of the same bullcrap engine that Bethesda's been using for way too long. But it had its time, and Oblivion was its time. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Skyrim was its peak, but Oblivion. It was a lot of fun. Janky as hell, buggy, but man, it had a lot of heart, a lot of charm. It just worked. And then I started a new playthrough, but I'm probably just gonna go back to my other playthrough and play through that. I think my big mistake was I started the DLC before I was ready. My character is not leveled enough to play Shimmering Isles, but I've already done so much in Shimmering Isles that I can't just leave. So I don't really know what to do with that one. I think I'm just gonna go back to the original playthrough that I streamed and just go back to Shimmering Isles and finish it, and then go back and play the story, and then play the other DLC. Oh man, a lot of games I just haven't finished. Alright, this one. There we go. Ready? Now, this was my first attempt at playing. Hot off on the screen. When you go go to the store. It's just down the street. Street. And I just sped up. All the portions are essentially have their own health bar. You can particularly abuse it to the car. You should still. Old school rally. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. I just took some portions of it and sped it up. I cut some pieces out that made it too long. Because at the time, it had to be a minute. Maybe over a minute. While I talk about it. And then the song. I don't know if she uses it anymore, but during Ollie's first year, during Hollow Live, this song, she used this song. I really like it. I just really like Hollow Road. Particularly abuse it to the car. Rene, Anya, there's just something about those three that I really enjoyed watching them. And then Rene, she was the first VTuber I actually watched live. Because all the other VTubers that I watched, I would watch them live. With Rene, I was there live. I never commented on the stream because I was still doing that. Like VTubers were new. They're very new still. Although I did watch, I watched Pikami first, and then I watched Kura, and then Ina, then Amelia, Sarah, then and second generation, Hollow Live, particularly. I watched a lot of all of them. Part of the reason why I have 12 or 5 streams Friday nights was because that was the time I was actually able to play Olive in her first year. She would always be streaming at like 12:05 or 1:05 at night. My time. And I also wanted to. I knew that there were going to be people who couldn't sleep like me. At that time. So I just thought it would be good. And then during the day I have restrictions of where I can go. I have only really streams. It's just kind of how for some reason at night I can go a little bit longer. Maybe if I could get better sleep, all the components of the car essentially have less stuff to do during. You can particularly abuse it to might be able to sleep. But I also know that I have a very strict dinner time. I have to eat by 3:30 during the evenings. Sometimes I go over 3:30. I think the solution would probably be to have an earlier stream start time, but I don't know how much earlier. I just want to stream long. Sometimes I don't feel like streaming long. I think the 2 hour mark, 1 hour 30 minutes, 2 hours. Oh yeah, this one is just been screwing around. I was just having fun. And the live Deere reaction, I was trying to like I mentioned, I was trying to create some brain rot that you would see on TikTok. I think it was around this time I tried to have I did have a TikTok, or I tried to, because you know a lot of VTubers are on TikTok and a lot of people are on TikTok, so you kind of have to, even if you hate it, you kind of have to do it. But I couldn't, because I was suspended as soon as I verified my email by TikTok, and I have no idea why. It might be because they assumed that because I did not jump right onto TikTok and start watching big, fat, jiggly butts and thighs to, I mean, shit, I didn't watch shitty dances and jiggly butts and terrible remixed music right away for 10 hours straight. I must have been a bot. So they suspended me. And I decided, you know, this is a sign. I don't need TikTok. But TikTok's content makes its way onto YouTube all the time. Stolen most of the time. And then here, I thought maybe I'd make something that would appeal to that TikTok crowd that sometimes goes watch shirts on YouTube. I'm trying I always like to try new things every now and again. And sometimes when I'm making something, I'll have this thing in my gut that tells me to go a certain direction when I'm making these shorts. And if I think it's funny, I'll make it. If I think you will think it's funny, I mean like the chat, you guys that are watching, if I think you think it's funny, I'll make it like that too. But most of the time, it's like if I think it's funny, I'll make it. It does what it does in terms of performance. Excuse me. And that's really, excuse me, all there is to it. YouTube algorithm, it'll like you, it won't. Twitter algorithm, it'll like you, it won't. Blue Sky's kind of the same way, unfortunately. But at least there's no bull crap on Blue Sky. From what I can tell. Kind of hate being at the mercy of algorithms, but you know, it is what it is.
Do you remember what kind of movie it was?
Movie!
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If I had to describe it, it's like...
That was a movie event in Zenless Zone Zero. This character's name is Coco. She just had a very particular way of talking. It was a little weird. I don't really know what they were going for with her. They probably just told the voice actress to do whatever she wanted, and they were afraid to tell her no. That's not it? I don't know. It's not bad. I like Coco. I like her. It's just that the way she said... Okay, sometimes Coco's funny. And then the way she said yeah. I don't know why. It just stuck out to me. And then the awkwardness of the response was just like, hey, do you remember what kind of movie it was? And she just responds with a one-worded answer like, yeah. So the peculiar way of pronouncing yeah. And then just the oddness of responding in that manner. It stuck out to me. So I mimicked it.
Do you remember what kind of movie it was?
Movie!
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If I had...
Are these the recent runs? For some reason, it doesn't seem like YouTube recommends it to my subscribers. This one was from 5 months ago. Yeah, these are the recent ones. The recent reels. The recent shirts. I posted it 5 months ago. But for some reason, it just doesn't get... It's not always recommended to my subscribers. I don't know. Maybe I accidentally unticked something. Because there's this option where you can say notify my subscribers when posted. Maybe I accidentally unticked it.
Do you remember what kind of movie it was?
Movie!
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, do you see this one? See this? Hold on.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Did you see it? Did you see it? Chicken jockey. I made the zombie effect. A zombie sound effect. It's a zombie from Minecraft. But I thought... Oh, sorry. I thought it would be funnier if I put the chicken jockey on there. Because, you know, Minecraft, the movie, had come out at the time. And all the kids were all about that chicken jockey. Is the way Jack Black just announces everything in the movie. Flint and steel. I love Jack Black. Yeah, it was a children's movie. Flint and steel. Chicken jockey. Slime. I don't know. I didn't see the movie. But he seemed to have a lot of fun. It's infectious. And then the default, you do not get to decide the thumbnails of the shorts. YouTube decides it. So then, at least on the computer, on mobile, you can change them. I very rarely do that. Sometimes I do. Say that again. Fantastic. Chicken jockey. And then I just put the default thumbnail was the chicken jockey. And I thought, okay, that might help the clicks. But then I still got about average. I usually go around like 90 to 130 views on my shorts. This one in particular got 129. I thought, okay, that's not bad. Then there's this one.
Enter my amazing world of fun and fantasy intrigue. Okay, Mario. $100. No, Mario.
36,000 views. All these comments. Yeah. And then there was a video version of it. So I heard about this meme when Nintendo wanted to sell a plastic box that looks like the Virtual Boy with no electronics in it whatsoever. You're supposed to put your Switch or Switch 2 inside of it for $100. It's not even a recreation of the Virtual Boy. It's just a peripheral. An empty plastic shell. And you need a Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2, and you need Nintendo Online, and you need to buy the thing. Oh, but don't worry. They have a $50 box. Highest viewed shots is always the simplest one. Oh yeah. Keep it simple. It's a simple thing. And then I heard about this meme on Vinny Vinesauce's stream, where he did the narration for the meme. And then this is my best Mario impression.
Enter my amazing world of fun and fantasy intrigue. Okay, Mario. $100.
No, Mario. That's my best Mario impression from Super Mario Sunshine. Vinny does his thing, and then it got very popular. Because what Nintendo was asking for, $100 for a piece of plastic, that was outrageous. They were already on hot water trying to sell Super Mario World for $80. And then not only was it $80, but it was probably the most empty a Mario Kart game had ever been. There was nothing to do in that game. There's no story, there's no purpose, there's no real reason to be doing what you're doing. You're just existing in a giant space. Not only was it barren and empty, but then when you played online, they noticed people didn't want to do the transition races. So a transition race was when you raced from one track to another track and then raced one lap on that other track. Nobody wanted to do that. So people would purposely online pick tracks that were very far away from each other, so you could not race from one point to another. You would just do 3 laps on a track, 3 laps on the next track. Well, Nintendo decided that's not how you're gonna play. You're gonna play the way we want you to play. So then they disabled the ability to pick tracks that were far away from the original track. So you had to do the transition races. And online races plummeted. Nobody played online anymore. They had killed the only source of enjoyment for the game. Unfinished pile of trash. And it won Best Racing Game of the Year at the Game Awards because its competition was arguably worse. Holy Toledo. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on another rant, but that's where this meme was born from. It was just after that, then they had the audacity to re-release the Virtual Boy, which flopped in the 90s, or 2000s, or whenever it came out. 90s. And then now it's gonna flop again. I hope. Yeah, it was just a popular meme that somebody made. The original one was based off of Sonic. Because Sega was doing something stupid. They wanted like $110 or $120 for a certain edition of Sonic whatever. Sonic Colors, Sonic Circumcision Simulator, I don't really know what it was. Sonic is in everything. Sonic's in everything, man. And then the guy, I have it listed in the Sloshwa. Yeah, Sloshwa. He made the original. Or he made the Mario version of it, I think. And then this is supposed to be him on the right, but it looks like Vinny Vine Sauce. So that everybody just started asking, is that Vinny? Is that Vinny Vine Sauce? Which is a Twitch streamer that I've been watching for like, I guess 15 years now. He's been on Twitch for a very long time. And it looks like him, and he just ran with it, and he did his version. And then I did my version. Yep. It's as simple as that. I did it on a whim. I just decided, hey, you know, I'll do it. But then this wasn't the original voice I did for this Mario. I originally wanted to do a more Hotel Mario voice, but something didn't quite feel right. I wonder if I still have the original take. Let me go look for it. Brand extended. No, I don't think I do. No, I don't have it. I don't have the original anymore. Snikey. wonder if I have it in the original video file itself. So on DaVinci Resolve, it's probably not unique to DaVinci, but you can have files stored in, you can have like audio files or video files or whatever you want stored in the video file or the project file, even if it doesn't appear in the video itself. So I'm hoping that in the original file for the No Mario short, I have the original audio file that I almost went with, but decided again. I think I do. Yes, here it is.
Into my amazing world, fun, and fantasy intrigue.
Oh, that's terrible. Let's just slide this in. Oh, where'd it go? Alright, so this is the original audio for this particular video that I ultimately went against.
Into my amazing
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry. Sorry about that. That was loud. I'm sorry. There you go.
into my amazing world of fun and fantasy intrigue.
Okay, Mario.
$100.
No, Mario. So I decided against that take because it sounded too much like Baldi.
Oh, wow. Enter my amazing world of fun and fantasy intrigue.
Okay, Mario.
$100.
No, Mario. It just sounded too similar to Baldi. And then it was like,
The Koopalings and I have taken over the Mushroom Kingdom. The princess is now a permanent guest at one of my Koopa hotels. I dare you to find her if you can. Enter my amazing world of fun and fantasy intrigue.
okay, Mario.
$100.
No, Mario.
Hey there, paisano!
I just couldn't do the Uncle Marty or Captain Lou. Captain Lou Mario, I couldn't do that one either. So I went with the Charles Martinet one as best as I could. I don't know if it even sounds like Mario. I think it's pretty. I think it's good for its purpose. I think it works. And I think that was, that's the last one. That's the last one, so I'll continue talking about it. What? YouTube? I don't really watch any videos on the Red Deer account. So I think I post a lot of VTuber stuff, so it probably thinks,
Oh, he wants the anime. He wants to watch the anime stuff.
and it gives me the weird anime stuff, because that's what a lot of people end up watching. Alright, that's that. What else? What else was there? Yeah, and it was just a spur of the moment thing. I didn't really have it planned. I didn't really think too hard or too long about whether or not I was going to do it. I was going to do a redub. I just did it. I just did it. Oh, there it is. There's also a stream clip that I wanted to send. This is my channel. Let me refresh. Yeah, I only have like 2 subscriptions. I wonder what's that song in the background? It's Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, it's a song that played at Chuck E. Cheese. From my knowledge, it's probably performed by the animatronic. Yeah, I have no idea what it is. It sounds really nice. Turn it down a little bit. I'm gonna. Another video option. So this is what I really wanted to show you guys. This. What's this? This is the very first video I ever uploaded on the channel. This is it right here. Hilux burrito redigestion. No clue what I was doing. I don't even know if you're. I had to. I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear it. I had to raise the volume of my sound. This what it was. I think this was made like a week after I had finished my first week of streaming. And this was the first time I realized I'm quiet as hell. You can't hear me at all. I had to do something about my sound. But here it is, the very first video I ever made on the channel.
It's your life savings. You got 53 bucks. Hey, you know, you gotta start somewhere. That's more than what I have. Okay, so that's not where you go to save. What? Learned ablative hollow pleather. What are these? Oh, okay. Well, they didn't hurt me. Okay, cool. I just found it. Warm burrito was did I eat the burrito and then my digestive system was like, nah, and it just went right through me?
Oh yeah. This
And
game
it
is a
popped
fever
in
dream.
the toilet, and then the guy's like, I guess I'll try again. And he just fishes it out. He just fished it out of the. Okay, I'm okay. I'm not gonna. We're just gonna move on.
I forgot I said that. He eats a burrito, goes right through his digestive system, and it comes out his butt exactly as it was when he ate it. And then he just picks it up out of the toilet and he says, nah, I guess I'll try again. Oh my god. But yeah, Hilux is a fever dream, to be sure. I never finished Hilux 2. I think I got stuck. I still have it downloaded on my computer. Oh, I should have played that during my anniversary stream. And then I made something went fucky with my internet when I was playing Hollow Cure, so I had to do part 4 and part 4.5, but then the sound was weird and I didn't know how to fix it.
There is an idea of me.
And then there was a comment that I saw somewhere about Hatsune Miku. And then I decided I was going to narrate that. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Maybe, maybe not.
There is an idea of Miku, but Miku isn't actually a character. There's no personality or story, no one you could truly connect to, because every emotion you felt towards Miku is actually towards someone else's idea of Miku. All she has is her design, which was created for her, and her voice, which is actually someone else's. She's a mascot character playing hundreds of thousands of roles with hundreds of thousands of masks. And the fact is, if you peel away her many masks, you'd find nothing. She simply is not there.
So there was a comment. It was in reference to a monologue the main character has. I kind of like this lore type of video. So it was based off of... Oh, thank you. This is funny. So this was based off... I narrated a YouTube comment that I saw on a video about Hatsune Miku. And it was based off of a monologue that Patrick Bateman has in the movie American Psycho, where he talks about how he's actually an enigma and he's more of an idea than a person, and that he has a mask on at all times, and he just has mask on top of mask on top of mask. And if you peeled away all of those masks, you wouldn't find a person. He's just not there. And then I thought the way that person wrote it was profound. So I narrated it. Because it's the truth. Miku is an idea, an instrument. Not really a true character. She is whatever her creator needs her to be. I think that's what's happening with a lot of characters that are in a lot of crossovers. They stop being what it is they were created to be. And they start being more of a mascot, an avenue of familiarity. No, a symbol of familiarity being used as an avenue for advertisement. You'll gravitate toward a drink. You might be more inclined to try out a new kind of Coke if it has let's say, it's got Mulan on the can, or it's got Teto on the can. Oh, it's raspberry vomit Coca-Cola with the Custane Teto on it. I'm gonna give it a try. Oh man, this is pretty good. I'm gonna purchase more Coke products. And then you otherwise would not have tried raspberry vomit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I thought it was pretty interesting to think of Miku in this way. I still love Miku. I still love Coke. I love Teto. I'll still consume the products, but I thought the comment was pretty interesting. You like this lore type of video? Yeah. I was trying out new things when I was starting out. I wanted to find new ways to use my voice. And I didn't really know how to do that. And that was, at the time, that was only the third video I ever had on the channel. And I got 2.4 thousand views. At the time, I only had like 10 subscribers, if I remember correctly. So I thought that was a pretty big deal. for me. I thought maybe that was what convinced me that I might be able to, you know, do this more often. Maybe I have something. You know what I mean? There's always, when you create things, you hope to have that one thing. You stumble upon that one thing. Even if you never come close to it again, you hope to have that one thing. And to me, even now, I feel like this video right here, that's my one thing. And at the time, I thought, this is it. This is my one thing. And then it wasn't until recently where I got the no Mario again. I got the no Mario meme. I thought, okay, I have the capacity to do that again. So I'm hoping one day I'll be able to do that once again. And then, you know, I'll be able to do more and more and more and more. As I want to make things. I want to make things that make people laugh. I like doing that. I really do. I really appreciate the chat. I really appreciate you. And I really appreciate the chat. Oh, and then there's this video. I don't know what happened to the sound. It's this one.
3 things we VTuber fans find hard to say. Number 1, admitting that we love our Oshi. Number 2, admitting that we said something cringe in a super chat. And number 3, Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah. My parents are siblings. Wow. Thanks, YouTube. Wait. Overwatch collab in Fortnite. I see a thumbnail with Kiriko and Peely. I don't want to click it. I don't want Kiriko in the game. No, please, no. No. And then that was just another video where I was playing around with stuff. Just stuff. And then there was also a meme I saw somewhere where there was the format was 3 things that were difficult to say. Number 1 was I'm sorry. Number 2 was I made a mistake. And 3 was Worcestershire sauce. But then the guy couldn't say Worcestershire, so he just starts fumbling it. And I thought, okay, I'll make a VTuber version of it. I thought, at the time, I thought it was funny, but watching it now, it's like, nah, not really. But I thought it was funny at the time. Not really. And then this was the last video that I would upload on the channel for a very, very long time. This is just me like taking a thing that I think is funny, doing something with it or leaving it be, and then narrating it. Because I thought, okay, I had a voice acting background. This was my comfort zone. You know, voicing things. Because I wasn't really, I was still feeling myself out as a streamer at the time. So I thought, okay, I could do these. These will get the subs. These will get the viewers in the chat. It doesn't bug me now. But at the time, I was pretty obsessed with it. I think it was lucky that it didn't really catch on. I didn't catch on like a wildfire. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done. But here was another video that I did.
Colonel, I've been trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick. The claps on my ass cheeks keep alerting the guards.
And then this was just a comic. This was a comic that Vinny voiced, and then David Hayter, the voice of Snake, did himself. He, in a cameo, somebody had him narrate this comic that somebody made. It's like, Colonel, I've been trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick. The clap of my ass cheeks keep alerting the guards.
Colonel, I've been trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick. The claps of my ass cheeks keep alerting the guards.
So far, this is probably the closest VA project to the original. Aw, thank you. Yeah, he just does this deep, gravelly voice. And, you know, his voice is not too dissimilar to mine. But, you know, he's Snake. He brings the personality in it. I can just sound like him. But this one. But I'm dummy thick. The clap from my ass cheeks keep alerting the guards. Yeah, it was a comic. I thought it was funny. I heard Vinny do it. I heard David do it. I thought, okay, this will be fun. I got a pretty solid Snake voice. I could do it. And I voiced it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, there it is. I didn't want to complicate things because I didn't know how to edit very well. Audio, that was my bread and butter. But I didn't. Sound quality wasn't. I don't think the sound quality hurt me here. I think it was pretty standard sound quality. I liked it. I still think it's funny. Clickbait. God. I get a little nervous when I'm looking at these. Fan real. What? Oh dear God. All Hololive girls that's clickbait. Come on. Oh no. The Vocaloid fandom has a gooning problem? God. Okay. All right. Well, that was the last video I posted for a very long time. And I almost forgot about until I started going through my channel. And then the rest of the videos I have are re-uploaded VODs from Twitch. First playthrough of Fallout 3, losing my legs to cap mines and fire ants, Fallout 3 again, 2 Point Hospital. The third playthrough I did of 2 Point Hospital was on Twitch. And then there was a significant portion of time where I would alternate. Well, I would just draw Pura, and then that's what I did every single stream. But there were a couple of times, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 times where I streamed the drawing process on Twitch. Oh, and I did a time lapse of the drawing itself. I forgot I did that. This is 4 minutes long, though. Please like and subscribe. Yes, I know there is a record feature in CSP. Yes, I forgot all about it when I was streaming. Yes, I did edit all 15 streams together into one video. And somebody asked me if they wanted to collab on the video. And I said, let's talk about it on the Twitter DMs. And then I never heard from him again. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I did yeah, it was just this. Maybe we can collab sometime soon? Yeah, sometime soon. I don't know why I didn't edit out the parts where I took a break. Yeah, I took all 15 streams, sped them up as fast as I could, and I just kept stitching them together. I would take part 1, double speed, or quadruple speed, stitch together the second one, quadruple speed, and I would just keep doing it again and again and again. And then sometimes I would snip out certain portions, but as you can see, I didn't snip out the idle meetings. I don't know why I didn't do that. But yeah, it's Pura from Tears of the Kingdom. If I'm not mistaken, Pura was the first drawing I did on stream. It doesn't sound right. I think I did something else. I don't know why I went with this song. It's jazzy. I kind of like it. Spent a lot of time on those boobs, huh? And this was also I think this is also the last drawing I ever did with that I actually did the proper line art. As ever since I found a method where I don't have to do the line art, I hate line art. And I've been doing that ever since. Although my line art is so messy. And I don't think the drawing is that perfect. No, I don't think it's really all that, but you know, I did my best. There was somebody who came by, I don't remember who it was. There were a handful of people that came by during that stream. They weren't subscribed, but they were very pleasant people. I really liked them. I hope they're doing really good. I hope they're doing fine wherever they are. Oh, that background. I haven't seen that background since I was looking through things for I don't know. And then this was back when I was still like a static PNG. So here I am in the corner just like staring into your soul the whole time. Jesus. I have no idea what's going on with my neck. And in fact, even with the model I use now, I don't know what's going on with my neck. It's like I kind of just gave up. Because I did not know how to draw an Adam's apple when I made this model first. But then I learned how to do that. So that's probably going to be on the top of the list when I update Red. But that might not be. I need to learn how to do the shading. I'm still stuck on the over rendering part. Sometimes I feel like I do too much. To be honest, their result was pretty good, to be honest. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, this song. This song was the first song I considered using as my intro song. But I felt like it might have been better not to use a song with words in it. Yeah, Pearl looked fantastic in Tears of the Kingdom. I really liked the way she looked. Combination of a teacher and mentor. Or teacher and older sister. Which I really liked. And then you could just see the little details and in the shirt, in her coat. This was the first time I actually took an object and then flipped it over a couple of times. Erased what I didn't need, kept what I did. I simplified the sash here because it's a lot more complicated in game, and I didn't want to do it forever, so I simplified the design. I thought it was a pipe, but it's actually a recorder. Yes, but the design trope that she's mimicking, it typically is a pipe. But for the in-game model, for Tears of the Kingdom, she is using a recorder. Because in Breath of the Wild, she uses an anti-aging serum, or anti-aging device, or a reverse aging device, because she's like 100 years old, over 100 years old. She uses it on herself, and she becomes a lolly. Like she's like 9 years old again. And she has the backpack, the school backpack, and she has a recorder on the backpack. But then, in Tears of the Kingdom, she figures out how to age herself back up. And she ages herself back up to like when she was in her early 20s. And for like design connection, she kept her glasses, her silly goggles, and her recorder. And then she holds the recorder uh, like a cigarette or a pipe. And she even smacks it against her hand a couple of times, and she uses it to point at you and to point at things in the distance. Yeah. I wonder how people actually going to react to these kinds of characters who appears like a child but are actually old. I don't know. It blows people's minds, especially normies. The lolly baba, as they call them. It's like Sukaku in Zenless Zone Zero, or Nihida. Sukaku is actually way older than Yanagi. I think Sukaku is like in her hundreds, but she acts like a kid. She looks and acts like a kid. And then there's Piper. She's easily in her 40s because she's talking about retirement, but she looks like a child. Well, she doesn't really look like a child. She looks like a small lady, but you know what I mean. And then Nihida, she straight up looks like a toddler. But she's the oldest and wisest of most of the characters. I think the game, like Snowbreak, making all the character at minimum 18 despite it appears like 9. Yeah, they look a lot younger than their age, their implied age. Because then there's also like the concept of people who are short, very short. And then I know that there's this supermodel. There's this model in Japan. She's like she's 4'5", 4'6". She's 30 years old, but she looks like she belongs in elementary school. Or maybe she's like 4'9", 4'10", something like that. 4'10", however tall it is in meters. Or centimeters, sorry. So they exist. But a lot of people, they've never seen people that short. So they don't think they exist. The only time they see humans that short are kids. But that's just like an American thing. I don't know how it is in other countries. Or it's more of a Western thing. Or a normie thing. I don't know. We know the difference. That's important. They're not kids. But about short stuff, it's actually real for me. My college headmaster looks like a 15-year-old and about my shoulder length. But keep in mind, she got her master's in 2004. Holy cow, I was 21 years old. That's 21 years old. That was 21 years ago. Yeah, they're real. There are some people who have superior genes. They're in their 50s and they don't look a day over 16. But then at the same time, they go their whole lives and nobody takes them seriously. Oh well. Oh well. What can you do? Some people have all the luck. Yeah. And then that was the last video I posted on the channel for a while. Yeah, I guess they have a very rare metabolism that makes their growth a little slower. Or they're, part of the aging process is that as your cells replicate, they're not perfect copies. And so a bit of the cells are lost every time they replicate themselves. And as the cells begin to break down as they replicate, that's what causes aging. I guess when it comes to people who look very, very young for a very long period of time, they have like a near perfect cell replication every single time. Like as close to perfect, as close to a one-to-one replication as possible for a very long period of time. I guess maybe that's it. Or a good skincare routine in combination with good genes. My dad, he's in his 50s, but he looks like he's in his 30s. And he's looked way younger than he has for a very long time. And then my mom has said that when she first met him, she did not believe he was as old as he said he was because he had a baby face. And my brother and I, we're both really close to 30, but we look like we're still in college, our early 20s. And it's because, no, I don't know, not my brother, because he's got good genes. I have oily skin. You must look like I'm in high school. No, I look like a college student, but like a freshman college student, sophomore college student. But I'm like almost 30. No, don't get too excited. I don't look that young. Because I have my dad's genes and I have very oily skin. So oily skin keeps my face moisturized. But it also means I need to wash. I have to take a shower twice a day. Otherwise, I will smell like grease. Or I will smell myself. Oh, oiled up type? Stop. Stop. I had bad acne when I was in high school. I still have the scars. Yeah, and then I have these. My hands. They don't look like they are adult hands, but then my fingers are very narrow. They just didn't. Because I do strength training. I lift weights, and I also have a grip trainer, like one of these grip things. But my fingers just never thickened. My hands never thickened, but the muscles and my forearms, they did. So my arms are pretty, not huge. I'm just like they're buff, but my fingers they never thickened, like my dad's did when he did weight training, because he used to play football. And I played hockey. They just never did. I've got small hands. There's what can you do? Genes are a funny thing, you know? Now, what does a person of a particular age look like? And I also there was also this thing where somebody said, no, you don't look good for your age. You look like you're supposed to. And I said, no, fuck off. I'm not going to be as miserable as you. And I don't think anybody else should be. Let us believe in these trying times that we look good for our age. Unbelievable. Hmm. Yes, so that was the last video I posted on the channel. And then, like I said, the rest of them were VOD re-uploads. Oh, there is one more. Deere overcomes fear of big trucks. That's like 25 minutes long. That one was, I published that one 10 months ago, according to this. I think that was my attempt at clipping my, what was it? Oh, it was the Euro Truck Simulator stream. Iveco, Stralis, Highway. Nice. And then that's when I did the training mode. You now know how to get the truck moving and how to bring it to a stop safely. I want to run into the fences. My intrusive
skipped ahead
thoughts.
a little.
It's gonna fail me, I don't care. You made a mistake. Oh, it was so worth it. Following instructions? I don't think I did. Oh, okay. That was so worth it. They went nice. Woo! This was my first real attempt at
this is easy. Easy.
snipping
I know
up
what I'm
my
For this drive, we'll,
stream of
we'll
mine.
be reversing in a straight line.
Just keeping
You'll have
just
to reverse
having the
past
highlights.
the dashed line and stop there.
Because
You
when I
stop
streamed
there.
this one
I stop
originally,
where I want. I know how to do it.
I thought
don't
it
need
was
to
I
see
thought
a
the stream was really
video.
funny.
Prepare the
I
truck
thought
to be
I
driven as
I
you
don't
learned
know.
in the
Maybe I'm
previous
tooting my
scenario.
own horn, but I
When you're
liked
ready,
it. I thought it was
Turn
really
on
funny.
the engine.
So I
That's
clipped
a
it.
nice bed. I'm gonna crawl into that bed and fall asleep.
It does look
Dream
like a
about
nice bed.
bunnies, bunny women, fox girls.
Bunny girls. Fuck. There's Miyabi.
Anyway, we are now ready to
I
begin
think I post the name of
reverse
that artist later in the video.
Nice. Easy. Yes, lights and wipers. I always forget about these. Windscreen wipers. Windscreen. We call them windshield, but you know, whatever. You're the boss. The truck. Whoa.
Yeah, we call them windshields in the United States.
Whoa.
Notice how many times audio syncs with lightning flashes. This was not done in post. Also note how Red tries to ignore the lightning. I don't like lightning. I try to play it off. I try to act cool. I don't like it. Even in a game,
Wait
it freaks
around
me
in
out.
the nice, in the lobby and wait for it to get dark and rainy like this. That's some dedication. This scenario will go over some of the truck's features that will ensure that you can see and be seen at the same time. I don't want to do that. The light that lets everybody know what kind of truck you're driving.
The Globetrotter lights.
Oh, I love that sound.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love the sound of rain. Turn signals and hazard lights are used so that other road users can anticipate your maneuvers. You hear that? Use your blinker. Wipers are used to keep the windscreen clear of water.
A lot of
and
people
other
that don't
debris.
use their blinker.
Use them. Although some people, even with a clear windshield, they still can't see where they're going. Because they're looking at something they're not supposed to.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, that was me, Nick. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be ranty like today. Driving sucks. Anyway,
Yeah, driving does suck.
start the engine, but do not release the parking brake. What if I release the parking brake? Scenario failed. You made a mistake while driving and cannot complete the scenario. You failed to follow instructions. I released the parking brake prematurely. Engine off.
Premature.
Press E to turn the
Premature
engine on.
release.
You failed to follow instructions. I can't see. I want to go adventuring. You can't tell me what to do. Okay, yes, you can. Engine. Do not release the parking brake. So far, you have only been using daytime running lights. They automatically activate when the ignition. Oh, oh,
Yeah, there it is.
oh! Nope, 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 nope,
Say
nope.
that
I
again.
wanna go back
Premature
inside. It
release.
is no longer safe. It's not safe. It's not safe to be out in the lightning. Can I go back? Can I please go back inside? I should. Oh no, 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 no. I shouldn't be in the car. I'm gonna get struck by lightning. Can I please? Please, please. This is not safe. This is unsafe driving conditions. Please.
Yeah, I'm
please,
not
please.
trying to ignore it at all.
Please, 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 please.
Premature release.
All right, fine, 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 fine. Okay. All right. However, now the conditions have worsened. You will need to use the full lighting system. Press L. Turn on your parking lights. All right, parking lights
Mamma
illuminate
mia,
the
mamma
front,
mia.
side, and rear marker lights. They're used when you are parked in poor lighting conditions so that you don't get slammed on the freeway. I can barely see those lights. Yeah, not bad. Globetrotter XL. More important to see than anything else in the car. Press L to switch to low beam headlights. Next, low beam headlights illuminate the road ahead of you and also improve the visibility of your vehicle in poor lighting conditions so that you can see where. Oh god, the light. I don't want to get struck by lightning. I know. Oh my god. I know that it's okay. I'm gonna be fine. It's not real. It's not real.
It's not
Use
real.
K to switch to high beam headlights. K. High beam headlights allow you to see further down the road in poor lighting conditions. Be mindful when using them, though, as they can dazzle
Yeah, no, I don't like
dazzle others.
Even if it's in the game, the flashing lights hurt my
Be
eyes.
mindful when using them, though, as they can dazzle other road users. They can dazzle them. It's like, oh, look at those lights. They are so beautiful.
Yeah, dazzle is a weird
Especially
word to
those
use.
in oncoming traffic. Be sure to turn your high beams off as you approach other
I've never
cars.
heard it used
Or
like
don't.
that before. Oh,
Screw those guys, sorry. You're gonna give them the old razzle dazzle. Hey, you. Look at my high beams. Yeah, flash the other guy. Yeah, flash the other people. Flash the other women.
flashing
Other
people.
guys on the road, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, I think that's enough. It's just me being a tool. Deere overcomes fear of big trucks. That was my most recent attempt at making a I guess a streamer clip video out of my own streams. But yeah, I don't know, it didn't do so well. I don't know what YouTube wants out of me. Sometimes it recommends it to as many people as possible. Sometimes it doesn't even bother. Send it to my subscribers. So who knows, really? All right. Oh, God, it's already 3 in the morning. I need to get to bed. So this has been 3 years. I can't believe it's been that long. I really do appreciate you guys. I really do appreciate you coming by every stream, watching VODs, coming into the live streams, watching the videos, leaving a like. I really do appreciate it. It still blows me away that anybody wants to come by and watch me. I've just been doing the same thing again and again and again, hoping something sticks. Feeling fortunate when something does, and when something doesn't, well, you know, not everything's gonna work out. Figure out what went wrong and try again. And just keep trying. Nothing lasts forever, especially not failure. That's what I want to believe anyway. I have to get to bed. I hope you finished up your pizza. And any pizza you didn't finish up, I hope you put it in you got a nice box. Make sure to grab a drink from the vending machine next to the Deal or No Deal machine on your way out. I think they have green tea in there. I'm gonna grab a bottle myself. And I'm gonna head home. I think you should do the same. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much for stopping by tonight and stopping by for the last 3 years. Here's to year 4. And until then, I will see you next week. Bye-bye. 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 Have a good one, you too. You have a good one, too. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Get some good food and all that. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.